Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are doing a comparison. We're comparing Apache Poker Chips Casino Royale Metal Slug ABS chips versus Discount Poker Shops Outlaw Poker Chips Metal Slug ABS. They're both 18 cents a chip. When you buy them loose, it's just a very inexpensive chip. I don't like using the word entry level. I'm not entry level and I'm looking to buy some of these. I like chips. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Now, there are some differences. They're pretty minor differences, but there are some differences we should discuss. But before we do that, let's play a hand with each. Let's grab some cards. These are some Copag PVC cards. You've seen these before. They're just sitting here on my review table, so they get used a lot. The cards I have in my Tiki Kings, it's these Miriam Pro. Oh, it's in. You see, whatever you have in your carry cases. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what gets used. And then these Copag cards are what's on my review table, so these get used. All right. So first, we're going to play a little hand, and we're going to see how these chips do, all right? So you're looking for things like denominations, how easy they are to read, if you can recognize colors, how they look, if they're going to work for you. It's always good to try things out. I'm a big proponent still of getting samples. I know some people really recently have, there's this counterculture that we live in here in the United States, not just the United States, all around the world, where people are, well, everybody says to do this, so I'm not going to do that. All right, don't do it. It doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to actually have two players here. We're going to deal one to Jane Doe and myself. You're going down today, Jane. I'm going to read your tells. Actually, it doesn't matter because, here, let me look at my cards. It doesn't even matter because, can't even see here, because we don't have betting cycles. We're just here on YouTube, so we're just going to flop and turn, river, don't have the queen. She doesn't have the queen. Because look, I have, 4. This is not something I would play. Offsuit, but she doesn't have, oh my goodness, you're kidding me. That is not even possible. Why do I run so bad? There's no way. That is so... What's it? Is it Call of Duty where there's just like F? Or is that Fortnite? I forget. It's been too long. I'm so old. These old games. Gosh, I'm so unlucky. Well, why aren't you a pro poker player? Because of that. Did you see what just happened right there? Should we do one more hand with the... This is probably a more realistic pot. Oh, I guess we're missing a 25. I guess it could have gone, I guess it could be a 25.50 and then it was just raised to 100. Yeah, whatever. Either way. Again, same thing. We're looking at colors, denominations. How do they look? Are they bold enough for you? We're going to shuffle again here. Gosh, all right. This time, it's, chance, right? So law of averages. I'm going to start winning these. I'm going to destroy Jane Doe today in the second hand. Come on, quads. Here we go. All right, there are your pitiful little cards. And here are my awesome pocket aces. All right, here we go. We're flopping. Ha, who has the queen now? Not you. Look at this. Look at this. Nothing. She's not going to have anything either. See? Told you. It's not like she got the flush. Oh my gosh. She flushed it with 2-8? Are you kidding me? What is wrong with my life? Where have I gone wrong? What have I done to end up here? I don't get it. I'm losing to nobody on YouTube. There goes my heads up career. All right. So let's talk about, why do I even like poker? I don't even get it. All right. So we have poker chips, these are pieces to a game that I'm no good at, apparently. Outlaw and Casino Royale Now, both of these are kind of weird to me. It's like Darth Maul, right? It's like, we're going to put goat horns on you and call you a Sith. I'm a goat. All right? That's what these are like. It's like poker. What does a skull have to do with poker? Nothing. I don't know. It just, and then there's a cowboy hat, little fedora there. When was the last time somebody wore people wear fedoras golfing more than they do playing poker? But yeah, I guess there are poker players that wear cowboy hats. And then Casino Royale is just, this is mimicking the chips that we see on James Bond, Casino Royale, which leads to all sorts of discussions and quotes and different movies and actors. And oh dear. So first, let's talk about some of the physical differences. They are, here, let's cut these down a little bit because I want to show you, I want to see if you can see this. Can you see the difference here? It might be hard to see, but there is a size difference. Oh, you can see maybe shadows here. The Casino Royale chips are slightly wider than the Outlaw chips, which to me, my first impression suggests that one's a 39mm chip and one's a 40mm chip. Does it really matter? It might. I know some people like their chips to fit perfectly in their racks, so just make sure you get 40mm racks instead of 39mm racks. Easy to do, just you have to be aware of it. If you're picky, if you're not like me, I don't care. So let's pull some of these apart and let's see if we can spot the difference here. We're in millimeters. All right, here we go. So we're starting out with the Casino Royale, and so we're expecting these to be 40mm. Sure enough, there's a 40, 39.85. That's interesting. Let's rotate it a little bit. 39.8. Here's a blue one. So there's some variance here amongst 39.9. So very close to 40. Make sure we're zero here. And let's go to the Outlaw. So we're expecting 39. 39.4, 39.04, 38.9. Yeah, so basically a 39mm chip versus a 40mm chip. Let's pull the scale out. On. There it is. Now, I'm not a button masher. I didn't just face roll my scale. All right, so Casino Royale, the 40mm chips weigh right around 13. Make sure that's still zero. Yeah, right around 13. Outlaw chips, 13.2. Are they going to hover around 13.5, or are they going to hover, oh man, they're right in between. 13.2. All right, well, they're about the same, right around 13 grams, according to my equipment, which might not be the most accurate. Like, I always use my Benchmade as a knife, not a, that doesn't tell me anything. All right, so we have some chips here. Now, speaking of the design, which one do you like the most and why? Now, it is interesting to note that on the lower denominations, the Casino Royale has these large red denominations, which are very easy to read across the table. You compare that to the Outlaw, which have these smaller denominations which blend into the artwork. And now this is where it gets very opinion-based. There's somebody who's going to be promoting function before fashion, and so this functions perfectly. However, the large denominations, I'm not sure if anybody's going to be playing 25,000 in a cash game, but those large denominations are harder to read, aren't they? And pink, you know, not exactly a color that's going to give away the denomination. And what's up with this red? This looks more like a 5 to me than this, but this is black. But it's not a 100, it's 100,000. It's whatever. See, and the 25s are also black with a little bit of green. Interesting. Maybe not so interesting. Anyway, the Outlaw, I like the green on the Outlaw. I like how it's different than lots of other greens. Well, this one's different too. To each their own. So Outlaws, so the Casino Royale, let's start with the Casino Royale. It has this mold. It's a dual plastic mold, actually more than that because there are different colors here in the edge spots. But you can see the little kind of crown right here. That crown is actually a different type of plastic. And if you look at it in the light, sometimes you can see that it's not like the two plastics have little separations where they interact with each other. And there's a label, so it's just a sticker label, but they use permanent adhesive, and I've never had one of these come off on my sample set. And they have smooth edges, so no flashing. They seem well made. When we look at flatness, an easy way to check for flatness is just make a stack and just rock them like this, and you can see not flat. Since we are doing a comparison, I want to do this right now. With the Outlaw, you can see also not flat. And for anybody out there who's saying, well, nothing's ever flat, well, let's grab some Key West here. What do we have here? Atlantic Club, Key West, hot stamp here. All right, so classic poker chips, you know, you take a stack and you can see Key West chips here. These are premium chips. These are expensive compared to our 18-cent chips here. These are flat, all right? Doesn't matter how vigorously I try to rock those, they're not going to rock. So there are flat chips, but you're going to pay a premium for them. So continuing on with Casino Royale. So I mentioned the denominations. They change from large to small, obviously just to fit that stuff in there. So they'll fit on the labels. Does that look focused to you? Hello? Hello, camera? There we go. And so for me, when I look at the Casino Royale chips, just at face value, just what do I think of the look? I'm like, they're pretty not too exciting. But when you see the name Casino Royale, it does bring back memories of Bond. And a lot of this comes back to your tolerance of people quoting movies and people, you know, trying to be, you know, the evil villain. That trick totally didn't work out. I was supposed to do this little like flick thing, and that did not work out. What's wrong with those? Let's try this. My fingers are a little slick today, but it's no excuse. You see, but if you use the Outlaw, all right, here we go. I'm going to focus. See, I can almost do it. See, it's just my slick fingers today. Wow, that's embarrassing. I'll just edit that out. I'm sure nobody will, you know, care if. But look, oh, you lose. Oh, you use classic poker chips. Oh, we're back to classic poker chips, and oh, it's so easy. All right, moving on. Yeah, no, normally it's not a problem doing that with ABS chips, and I lost one. I don't know, whatever. So another point about the Casino Royale is we just finished talking about like your tolerance to people quoting it all the time. Like when I pull out my Rounders chips, it's just nonstop, quote after quote after quote of, you know, the Rounders. I'm not going to dive into it. Same thing with, you know, Casino Royale and discussions about the movies and which one, and your favorite James Bond and all of that stuff, which some people like. But for me, I'm not a huge fan of it. So just looking at face value of which chip do I like the look of more, I like the Outlaw more. So we're going to dive into, I thought I had something else to say about the Casino Royale, but it has left me. So the Outlaw, I like the mold more. It actually has a unique mold that you don't see everywhere. Like this crown mold, it seems like it are on a few chips. Whereas this Outlaw mold is actually a unique mold, and they have a little peacemaker up here, and they have nice edge spots. It says Outlaw around here 3 times. You know, a radial mold with a label right here with a skull. Like I said, I don't get the skull, it's not my thing. And the denomination is blended in, so it doesn't jump out at you, and it doesn't distract from the artwork too much. It looks good. And you can use the colors for the most part. You know, if anybody needs to look, they can look. You can ask, you know, how much is that? And you can figure it out, all right? It's not a big deal. It might be a little inconvenient for some people. But overall, I really like the look of these. Same thing, there's no flashing on the edges. You guys saw the flatness, you know, as flat as we expect these cheap ABS metal slug chips to be. They both sound reasonable. Yeah, they sound very similar. And so for me, if I had to choose one of these, I would genuinely choose the Outlaw because it looks more original and more interesting. I like that deep mold. It's really nice to see that on an ABS chip. So those are some of my thoughts. And with this, I'm not terribly worried. Like, they don't call that much attention to themselves, where people are going to be quoting movies or going off about them. They're not like distracting, which is what, a lot of people like. So you can shuffle them both very easily. It's, laugh it up. I just barely got done saying you can shuffle them very easily. Oh, I'm missing one here. I had a nice stack, but I dropped one. Trying to do other tricks, which I still can't do. My hands need to get a little bit more sticky and sweaty to make that easier. There we go. All right, we're going to call that a win. So, I don't know what that's worth to anybody. Remember, ultimately, your opinion, as you're the one making the purchase, your opinion is more important than my opinion. I can't emphasize that enough. My opinion is I like the Outlaws more. But I understand why people would like the Casino Royale. Just the name alone. You put this on, Goatman here, call it Casino Royale, and people are going to be fascinated with it. And so, for me, and what's my opinion worth is I can't even beat a fictitious Jane Doe in heads up. Ever, it seems like. I would go with the Outlaw. Discount Poker Shop. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the links in the description below. Quick, somebody write a comment and I'll pin it. Gosh, I sure love poker chips. Well, that is the video for today. Just a fun comparison. And like I said, I'm interested in getting some more of these inexpensive chips to have. And I still haven't made up my mind exactly which ones. There are several that I still need to explore. And we'll make videos about that. I got so much stuff here I want to cover, including more. Hopefully this next year we're going to get more custom chips and various other casino chips in and some other retail sets. So stay subscribed, buckle up, we got a lot to cover. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Which one would you choose? As usual, thank you to my patrons for your support. Really appreciate your support. I offer general support, so I post a few updates, a couple of videos, pictures every month, and that's it over there on Patreon if you want some extra little content here or there and you want to support the channel. You can also support the channel by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe.